Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Captain's Chat. Your host, Joe Delagray, one of the captains for USAWR. My partner in crime is Chuck Melton. He's the other captain, and so we love Chuck. He is probably harassing someone at a gym right now. He's a coach. He's a coach in the CrossFit community. And so yeah, that's probably what he's doing down. So I don't know right now, but I have haircut day today. So I thought I'd just kind of pick it out, throw it out for you guys. And I'm going to get a haircut. I'm going to get trimmed up. First one since, well, April's done a haircut for me twice, which was awful. But I'm going to get a real one today, so I'm pretty excited about that. Yeah, so my guest today is Adam Scaturro. He's been on the national team for a long time and been playing rugby for over 20 years. A lot of cool stuff to talk to him about. He's a dad. He's done crazy stuff in Mount Everest. He's goes to Africa all the time with his family. So that sounds really cool. And we're going to get a cool look at like the trophies from coaching, rugby, everything like that in his office. So two-time Paralympic medalist, Adam Scaturro. What up, man?
What up, Joe D? How you doing, man?
Not too bad at all. We got the Brazilians saying hi already. I'm sorry. Last time Josh was on and he's talking Spanish and Portuguese and all this. So I'm probably not going to get you I don't know what Adam knows. He probably knows like African more than he knows Spanish. But yeah, love that you guys are on there. So how you doing, man?
I'm doing good. Just, trying to get the day going. It's seems to be a struggle sometimes more than others, but I'm loving the kid play. Little lacer top you got going over here with the hair.
Yeah, dude, got a little something. I know. He, oh man, we're an international show right here. What up, Italy? What's going on, Italy? Got Italy. Mandy's calling you out. You do look good. The hair's on point. You're shaved. Did you and Catherine have a hot date last night or what? Oh my gosh. Good.
Well, we haven't had kids for the past 4 days and we don't have them for another week. So we've been trying to maximize our time together. No doubt. So.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Well, man, so we're, it sounds like Colorado's kind of opening back up with everything. What's the situation there in Denver?
Yeah. The cases here have been so low as of late. It's been nice because things have been open. Of course, we have to be careful because that could be a huge for what's going on and with COVID and everything going across the world. But, to look at it from a positive, cases are dropping here in Colorado, and we do have an opportunity to get out and start living life again.
It's nice. Have you been out, like, you go to any restaurants, do anything yet, or?
Once, yeah. I got to take Kathleen out 2 days ago.
Nice.
And, it's nice, calm, and quiet. We got to keep our social distancing in. It's weird wearing a mask in the restaurant. Take it off right away, but
yeah,
we'll do so.
Yeah, for sure. So with the last 3 months, a little bit over 3 months now, or right around there, talk to us about that whole process. It was weird. We're used to being busy. We're not used to it. You and I had a conversation in the deep of this. I called you, man, I'm struggling right now. This is, you're a dad, I'm a dad. And it's this is not normal. And we're used to traveling and doing all this stuff, but tell us all about it, from an athlete point of view, but also being a dad.
Well, it's difficult, as you said. It uprooted who I was as a person. Being able to get away and travel, have that competition, that fire in my life, and all of a sudden to see it disrupted through the universe and the earth, really just telling, I think, humans to slow down is why this is happening. And it's been hard. It has been difficult, as you said. We don't realize how much the mothers of our children do. With the kids. Yeah. Because we're off, we're doing things we want to do. They're the ones making these great sacrifices and doing the things we do. And it's been eye-opening, to say the least, just to understand what they go through. I love being a father. I'm sure you love being a father, but man, those breaks we get sure are valuable because kids are tough, especially having to be around them 24 hours a day with homeschooling.
Yeah.
able to do sports and do it there. It was
we're used to the breaks. Like we're used to them. And like, and we're all like, all of us that have wives or girlfriends or whatever, significant others at home, or kid, like we're always calling, and we'll make the call each day, and we try to sound like, man, it was a rough practice, and then it was a rough nap, and that like our jobs when we're away, the travel and sometimes it's hard and missing people, but it's something that we really love doing. It's something that we enjoy, and so it's kind of tough sometimes to be like, yeah, we had. We always make fun of Ernie because he's always like, oh, I got another meeting, honey. And she calls him out like, you don't got a meeting. You're not doing anything. You're taking a nap. But, it's like, but yeah, it's, and you're in the thick of everything and going like, oh, wow, you get a appreciation. I'm with you, man. Like, I think this whole thing has definitely given me a newfound appreciation, and understanding of what they go through when we're gone. So yeah, those
100%. We talk about making sacrifices of our own in order to be part of USAWR, and it's really has nothing to do with our sacrifices. We're doing what we love. We get to go play. It's the sacrifices of our family and the people around us, our support system, that is really the important part. And I think that overlooked a lot of times. And as players, it's been good for us to have these last 2 to 3 months to give back. Right, to have that time to dedicate towards Sebastian, my son, and Kathleen, and John, Sophia, and just everybody who's been around, always been encouraging and supportive. I mean, this is their time. And I'm making sure that I'm giving back as much as I can.
Yeah, like talk about Sebastian and Catherine and her kids, and you guys have a full house there. And then the postponement comes around. You're like, all right, now we're training for another year on top of what we were doing, and everything's kind of put on hold, and it looks different. And it's a family impacted. It's not just you; it's the entire family. And I think it's I think it's just crazy.
Well,
to think about in that way. I mean, what are your thoughts?
Sorry, the communication's a little bad, so you're jumping around a little bit, but it's kind of what I'm saying, it's I've had a hard time deciding how I wanted to end my career. Did I want to end it after Tokyo? Did I want to keep playing? And I really didn't know. So this extra year is kind of a blessing in disguise to give me that extra bit of time to be part of USAWR and to remain an Eagle for a while, and maybe not have to make a decision right away. I'm just going to live it up to the fullest. I really am. I'm going to enjoy the fact that I get one more year having to make those tough decisions, and just keep preparing myself to help the team become best in the world. I mean, that's all I can really do at this point.
Yeah. Is the audio still lost? Are we good? Can you guys hear me? Can I get a thumbs up? Yeah. Can you hear me, Adam?
I got you, man.
Okay, cool. Well, what we'll do is we'll just keep on going because I'm not really sure. There we go. Oh, thank you guys. It's back. It's back. Jonathan hears us. Dr. Smith in the house. Okay. Father's Day week, man. It is Father's Day week. Let me tell you. Yeah. All right. Thanks, guys. Thank you. Okay. So, yeah. So, like, it's been a blessing for sure. And now, like, it's been, yeah, honey.
I have a drink, and then can I go back to my
Yes, you can. Okay. That's just real life, you guys. She needs to pee, she needs a drink, and then she's gonna go back outside and play. That's real life.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you can go bring your water bottle outside, honey. All right.
Hydrate.
I'm talking right now, okay? All right. She knows that too, so that's why she's like, hey, you know what? Can I get a couple more things out of this guy before? Yeah. But what we're talking about is this extra year. And you made a choice to pivot. You made a choice to kind of recalibrate what you're doing. honey, I can't talk to you right now. Okay.
Can I have a juice box?
Yes. And then go outside. Thank you.
Like, can I like bring it over
Yes.
there?
Yes. Okay. Oh, it's a circus, man. It's a circus. Okay. So,
Great.
yeah, I'm just gonna put her on the show. So you made the choice to pivot. You made the choice to recalibrate. You made the choice to say, you know what, this extra year is going to be pretty neat for me. But I think, and now we're like, as athletes, we kind of adapt and go. And like with our disability, adapt and go. Yeah, you're dying, Mandy. I'm dying too. Yeah, that's real life. That's it. Can I have a juice box? Can I go outside? Yeah. But like, take us back to when you were in that moment and going, gosh, like this. We were 5 months away, and now it's 17 months away. And now, as the summer's going on, it's getting closer and closer, and whatever it would be. But man, like it was a difficult period. How did you think? Maybe you're better at it than I am, but like how did you think during that time?
Well, Joe, it was tough. It was really tough. Let me tell you why. I mean, we were playing some of the best rugby our team has played in quite some time. We were on page. We were rolling really well, and a disruption like this can take you out psychologically, and maybe even bring a little bit of doubt into your mind when you were overwhelmed with confidence just a couple of weeks before with everything that we've been doing. And it's hard. It's hard to accept that and understand that you put off that time and put off all the work that we've been doing in order to do what's right, socially, and to make sure that, this COVID, we're being responsible and everything, but it's tough, and it's hard to know that, okay, not only is it not 5 months away, it's 17 months away, and my body has got to endure everything I'm going to put at it for the next 17 months. The blessing about it is I've taken these past 2 or 3 months to really kind of shut it down a little bit, still doing some training work, but not grinding it down. And that's been huge for the longevity of my career, which I can push past. So,
yeah. Cause I mean, you're not 29 anymore. There's it's called what it is. I mean, I know you look 29, but you're not. It's your birthday is your birthday. Yeah. Yeah. Kind of looking back on this and through this time and getting to spend probably a really decent, well, your son's a teenager, but like a really good chunk of time with Bash through all this, being Father's Day week and celebrate Father's Day on Sunday is like, what have you learned about that relationship maybe through this time, and maybe some tips for like, I mean, you've been a dad a long time, and you're someone that I talk to a lot about that and get advice from, and tell us a little bit about that and what that journey has been like. I mean, he's really grown up while you've been on this national team, literally from being a little kid to now a teenager and a young man, and take us through that and what that looks like.
Man, what a mix of emotions you go through being an athlete for such a long time on an international level, because although I've been around Sebastian his entire life helping raise him, there are a lot of time that I have missed from him. Several Father's Days, as you know. And you can't not be a father and not have that guilty feeling being away so much and knowing that you are missing certain parts of their life. However, there's the flip side of it, where how much is he learning from me as a father, seeing me go out and work so hard to accomplish my goals and be part of something so great. So, that duality that we as fathers live in it's interesting. It really is, and it is a mix of emotions. I wish that there were times that I could have gave back more to Sebastian as he was growing up, but I understand a lot of the life lessons he's learned is from me, just going out and trying to accomplish these goals with my teammates and these group of guys that I love so much. It's a journey that I love him to see and want to be part of, because he knows how neat it is, and he also knows the caliber of teammates I have. And it's something that I hope that he aspires to do something great when he gets older, and just find that group that really fits well for him. So
Yeah, man, they're always watching. Yeah, exactly, Mandy, exactly. Yeah. And then you spelled "your" right this time, but not welcome. So maybe one more to make sure that
we were gone.
yeah. Yeah, they're always watching. They're always watching. I'm with this whole thing, and we got the green light to play baseball, and so I'm helping coach Braxton's team with their 9U team. So he's the young guy on their team, and so I'm all fired up. I mean, we haven't had a competitive outlet in a while, so I'm probably a little too excited when I'm like, hey, we got to communicate, we got to trust. You guys got to and they're like, Coach, I don't even know where to stand in the box. I'm like, well, that's not my job. My job is to make sure you're communicating, trust, to talk to each other. Come on now. And it's just,
yeah. In the end, you're doing it right.
Yeah.
When you are coaching young kids, which I did for 14 years, I coached youth football. It has almost nothing to do with the sport at that point. It is teaching them how to become a great just person. It's developing the mindset of an athlete. It's developing how to win, how to lose gracefully. It's developing how to compete correctly and pick yourself back up. A lot of those other things, and I know it's great to learn how to swing the bat or to catch the ball or do those things, and it's important. But in youth sports, the most important part is those influences in your life being your coaches and them doing it the right way. So don't for a second think that being fired up and going to a practice and thinking that you're talking to 9-year-olds, but you're speaking at a level way above them. They still know what you're saying. They still pick up on everything you're saying. And don't quit doing that, because it's also important for these kids to have the right role models in their lives.
Yeah, no, I'm with you, 100%. I'm with you, man. I think it's I could talk parenting all day long with you. It's awesome. As things start opening back up, you get to go on, some dates. You get hopefully towards the end of the year, we're kind of in the swing of things. And for me, I've thought about this and what I've learned about myself through this time, and I feel like I'm a little bit more self-aware about some of my triggers, a little bit more self-aware about how I process things, and so that's been really neat. Okay, when do I need to call someone? When do I need to reach out to Adam or Chad or Melton or whoever, whatever would be on the team, newbie if I want to laugh, or and that's been really cool to be able to kind of have that self-awareness and go, you know what, I've got some really cool people around me that can speak into my life, and that's been neat. But what have you learned about yourself in this time?
That's a good question. There's a lot of things to take away from having this downtime and being with the family. I would say the one thing I have learned is I need wheelchair rugby in my life, more for just the competition part of it or the success part of it, but for the camaraderie. It's something that is very special to me. After my disability, when I got to learn about rugby and actually start competing in it, it changed my life. It made me more ambitious, wanted to reach for something great. And I realized that I knew it was an important part of my life, but I didn't know how important part of the life it was.
Yeah.
And it's something that I would hope to be part of, have it be international coaching or developing countries or staying, hopefully until my arms fall off. But I have learned that the group of guys and staff and coaches that I have with USAWR are second to none. They are the best.
Yeah.
I mean, it's incredible what Mandy does to help us and how much Gumby has done for us, and you and Melton, and it's neat, and I am very, very, very privileged, and I understand that. I really do.
Hey, Francis, what are parent pens? That's a country. What do you? Oh, little jail pens? Is that what you're talking about, Francis? I think that's what you're talking about. You put people in jail for being overzealous on a soccer field. Don't watch out. Kelly, I know. I'm getting a haircut. Like what I have here, though, is still shorter than what your husband has here. So I don't know if that's that. But interesting question. We're gonna kind of turn the page a little bit anyways and talk a little bit more about rugby. But yeah, so interesting question. Okay, she puts people in jail on the soccer field. Cool. All right. So I think we've talked about this in the past. It's completely different than the conversation we're having right now, but whatever, we'll go with it. One medal per player among Paralympic team sports instead of one. So basically what that means is we would account for, if we won a medal at the Paralympics, we'd account for 12 medals towards our country's count. Right. What do you think on that? Listen, Kathleen, we're keeping this PG. This is a family show, young lady.
Boy, this last week has been great. Kids have been off with the grandparents.
All right. And anyway, so what about the medals, Paralympic medals and everything? And
I think it's interesting. I think that it should stay with one medal per, for a team win. I mean, that's kind of how it is. Listen. Even if we win gold and we're on that podium, Joe, that's a team victory. That's not my victory. That's not your victory. That's a team victory. So that should count as one gold.
Ooh, that's a great argument. Great argument. Yeah. I know, Mandy. I know. Yeah. Tell them to stop. And then he's like, can't stop, won't stop. Anyway, yeah, if you want to find out more about Adam Scaturro on Instagram, which he's never on, I think when he posted on Facebook, it was like his first story ever. Social media is not his forte. Yeah, it's not his forte, but whatever. That's okay. So we talked a little bit about Paralympics. You've had a long history in this sport. It's spanned over 2 decades now. Am I right?
Over 2 decades.
Over 2 decades. Yeah. How'd you get started in rugby?
Well, originally when I was at Craig Hospital for rehab, Brad Mickelson, one of the quad fathers, maybe not the original, but one of the quad fathers, came into my room and asked me if I wanted to play rugby. And at that time, I'll be honest, I was not ready. I was not ready to do anything that would be considered a wheelchair sport.
So you were in rehab. You're in rehab. You're like what, 3-4 months, 5 months, 6 months? What?
I'm 2 months in, but
okay.
I didn't go do it. I didn't even go down to watch them. It was a hard time. I was 17, just learning who I was as a person, and then being injured. It was difficult, right? And I put it off, but then about 2 years later, there was something I was starting to identify with who I was and become accepting with my disability, and I needed something. So
the fire was still there. You needed something.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I needed to go defuse somehow. So I went out and watched the Harlequin practice. They put me in a chair, and dude, it took one hit before I was absolutely hooked. And watching the game evolve over the past 2 decades, as I've had the opportunity to do, has just been incredible. The sport is, especially internationally now, what it's done around the world. Pretty neat stuff, and I'm just privileged to be part of it.
Absolutely, yeah. So you started playing, and a lot, like a lot of us, you right away you're playing, and you get a competitive fire quenched through this sport. It's rehabilitative. It's something that mentally makes you stronger, physically gets you active. And then you're around other groups of people that are similarly like you in that they've had an accident, and you're learning from them. But then you're like, and you had played for a long time and kind of have been on the fringe of making the team, sounds like, for a while. But then, you make the team in 2009.
Yeah, I officially made the team in 2009. Okay.
But you have been at tryouts and stuff like that. How many years before that?
Several times. My first tryout was in 2002. I got the invite from Kevin Orr going into that, which was interesting to say the least. I had no idea what to expect being brand new in the sport.
Yeah, I was a junior in high school. It's fine.
tryouts were down in Colorado Springs. That's where they used to do it.
Okay. Yeah. So you just,
I got this.
Yeah.
So, well, I was cut on the first day, I mean, that's just part of it.
he gone.
And then, continuing to battle, not every year after that, there was definitely times I took off as Sebastian was born and other things going on in life, but it was something that I failed at numerous times before I was actually put on this team.
Yeah. So your first tryout was 2002, your first national team on the team, 2009.
2009.
I was a math major first semester. That's a 7-year difference.
7-year difference.
Right.
Yeah.
So you didn't, life happened. Maybe it didn't go this one or this one, but I think, man, and we see it all the time. Wow, the coach doesn't like me, and I don't know, this is stupid and everything, and people start making excuses and pointing fingers, and instead of looking in the mirror and going, how can I get better?
Yeah.
So what did you do in between those 7 years? How did you get to where you became, one of the most dominant 1-5s? And I think, here's the deal. I think a lot of people go, well, Adam's got function, Adam's got this, Adam's got that. And I think what a lot of us understand is, you figured out, and this was not early in your career. This wasn't something that you just did, but when we made the switch to defense, 1-5s going into defensive chairs, which is recent, in the last 10 years, I think. When did you switch to a defensive chair?
So it would have been, we tried doing it in 2010, and Gumby had me, how fast I could get into an offensive chair to a defensive chair.
Hey, shower chair.
Oh, shower chair. Anything that I could play in, I was going to play in, and it was pretty funny. But it was 2010, and it is interesting to see how the game has transformed, especially putting that defensive chair in. But I think the one thing that I would like people to understand is, since 2002 when I got cut for the first time, I decided to educate myself as much as I can on being a proper athlete, and that was, going to get my CSCS up at Colorado State University for a while, and then coming back down here and getting my NCS or my NSC or my NCSA and everything, to learn about the body, to learn about how it works, to get certified in sports medicine, and to understand all the things that it takes for my body to produce itself at the highest level. I have a very fortunate class, I do, but at the same time, I have my limitations. There are certain things I can't do, and understanding what those limitations are and learning how to strengthen them the best you can and grow has been something that I have really aspired to.
Yeah.
It's helped me in my career. It really, really has.
Well, and you're being, going and getting educated, figuring out what he talked to you about as certifications, where he knows what he's talking about when it comes to nutrition, when it comes to what his muscles need, what his body needs to be able to perform at a high level. And then also from a cerebral standpoint is switching from an offensive chair to a defensive chair and understanding how to push in your defensive chair offensively is, I think you're the best in the world at it in a defensive chair. I do. And I think a lot of people would agree with me. And I think guys, if you have questions for people that want to play offense in a defensive chair, carry the ball or where to be, talk to this guy, watch film on him. Adam knows what he's doing. He's just the best at it. There's no argument in my opinion, but so that's been really neat to see, because that's a transition that you had to make. It's not just jumping in the chair and going, okay, here we go. How was that? How'd you do it?
It takes years. It's not something you can just do overnight. It's taken me so long. Playing with the Denver Harlequins all those years, D3 level, D2 level, D1 level, actually gave me the opportunity to
dominate in those low point tournaments. Don't forget that.
Really, low point tournaments, man. Let's get out there. But it does. It gives you confidence in your chair to handle the ball. And a lot of times that's what it is. It comes down to experience in this sport. And if you're confident in what you do, you will have success. You're going to have to learn to fight through failure, but it was very difficult. And it is something that only, I would say, I really got the grasp of around 2016. That was a good 4 years before I really feel like I could do it.
Yeah. So you and I started playing. I mean, we've been teammates since 2009, but we didn't start playing together on lineups until like last year, the year before, maybe a little bit. But and I do know this about you. For the most part, you keep a level head on the court, and when you're taking hits from guys and whatnot. There's times where like you'll blow up, especially when like I need it or something. You'll let me know about it, but for the most part, I think it's a great question. Like, how do you keep that level head, whether it's a big hit or whether it's not going our way, or what do you do?
That's taken years of experience to get to a level like that. And as you said, even then I kind of lose sometimes, but I think is what it is understanding that you're going to mess up, your teammates are going to mess up, things are going to happen. And if you can keep yourself grounded and understand and stay present in the moment and just keep moving forward, the success is going to come with it. And it's taken decades to learn something like that. When I first came into the sport, I was hot-headed. Ask Wendy, man, I blew up on her. I think it was my second league, and I still feel bad to this day. But it's times like that really taught me to lose your cool and to lose your composure doesn't help you on the court, doesn't help your team on the court. If anything, it hinders your performance and helping your team. So take that deep breath, stay positive, and make everybody do the best way to handle being a teammate in the sport.
Absolutely. What do you think about? I want to touch on this real quick, and then got some few other questions before we wrap up. But like, what do you think about? I don't know. 2016 happens, devastating gold medal game. End up losing, and then in 2017, you took 2017 off, and then came back for 2018. Correct? But in between 2016 and 2018, 19, 20, and your body transformed. Like, if you look at a picture from you in 2016 and a picture from you in 2018, 19, it's a complete transformation. What was the choice in that? Why did you want to do that? Like, what was it? And I think and like, you're not young, but you still made a choice to go, you know what? Like, I can do this. You're getting older in athletic years. You're disabled, but you're like, I can do this. I can make a choice to transform my body, so I can compete at my best, and I can have my teammates can rely on me to compete at my best. Like, what's the thought process through that?
Well, it's a lot. When after 2016 and us winning silver.
That's what you did. You swapped ice cream for dehydrated pineapple. Not to get me some of that.
And that's candy of the gods. I tell you. We bought 4 pineapples yesterday to dehydrate. Good stuff. No, but it's what it was. Is after 2016, I knew I wanted to come back. I knew I wanted to compete. I knew I needed to give my body time to recover, and I needed to give a little time back to my family, especially Sebastian. But is what really helped me get back on in 2018 was Talbot and Josh O'Neill stepping up.
Choo-choo!
Oh man, choo-choo train. Dude, I was nervous knowing that he was stepping his game up and he was getting better and he was on the team, and it motivated me to work harder and to show up and to prove to myself that I can still be that number 115 in the United States for right now. It was huge. And the other thing is, when I stepped away for that year, USA didn't slow down. It didn't stop. It kept moving. And you guys were highly successful even without me during 2017. And that is really eye-opening, understanding this team is great no matter what. If I can be part of it and help them in certain ways, then that's all I want to be able to do in this world. Yeah. And I really worked every day. I looked at my diet. I looked at my training regimen. I looked at my mental health, because all of that plays into it. All of it plays into it. And, you just, when you fall down, you pick yourself back up. You don't stop working, and you just have to have that drive. And that's that's what I decided I needed to do. And thankfully, it did help transform my body. And, props out to Sharon.
Yeah.
She has done so much to help our team in the physical aspect and the mental aspect, but more the physical aspect with her strength training and her recovery. It has been huge for my game and what I'm trying to do. And I'm just so thankful she's part of what we're doing, and she's taken the time to help me and my team.
Yeah, absolutely. That's awesome. What do you want your legacy to be when you leave? We have a culture that we've built in the last 4 or 5 years, and that, and really, the last 10 years, I think we've morphed into this team that wants to be family. We want to know who each other is as human beings. We want to understand each other. We want to thrive with each other, and I think it just makes us a better team. And it's important to us. But and you've been a big part of that, I think, as an elder on our team, and just as someone that we all look to for wisdom. And man, I don't know. You've had a long career. What do you want your legacy to be in rugby? What do you want someone to go, wow, that, when they talk about Adam Scaturro, what are they going to say?
Yeah. I don't know. That's a good question. Legacy is not something I really have thought about. I haven't really thought about how I'm going to be looked at the end of all of this. I've been really goal oriented. And I've really just fallen in love with the organization and my teammates that, in the end, my legacy, I just want it to be someone who would give anything he could for his teammates, have it be a room in his house or a wheelchair to use or another rugby chair to use or anything. Someone there for them. I want to be thought of someone who makes people around them better. And these are things that I still got to get better at. And, and I still got to accomplish. But in the end, my legacy is going to be written with you guys. It's not going to be a personal legacy. It's going to be a legacy of USAWR and this group. And that's what I'm working towards, is our legacy, not really mine.
Yeah. Awesome. Kind of a cop-out answer, but I mean, I understand it. No. I mean, what's been your favorite memory on Team USA?
Favorite memory.
And then give me a good club one, because you've had about 30 years of club ball.
My favorite USAWR is, I'm going to think this is back in 2014. Gumby gave me the opportunity to run the ball against the key. In the key was you, Aoki, Wheeler, and Butler, I believe. I had Odie, Dell, and Rieger, and he let me handle the ball. I'm like, okay, well, let's try this. I get 10 opportunities. We went 9 for 10, and I think 2 of those goals we scored, Jason and I, being 2 low pointers. It sounds like something silly, but something like that, it just.
I'm sure I was pissed off. Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, I don't remember it, but yeah, I probably forgot about that one on purpose.
To go against the best key defense in the world and having some success against, I don't know why I remember that. It was just a great memory. But of course, in the end, I mean, every single time I'm on the podium with you guys, those are memories I will never forget. When it comes to the USQRA, boy, that first national championship we won in 2007. Well, listen, we weren't supposed to be a national championship. We weren't even supposed to be competing for a national championship. And for us to step up and go get it was pretty dang neat. Chance and Ross and Jason. And
it's all spinal cord injuries. All spinal cord injuries, yeah. Yeah, pretty neat. Yeah.
Yep.
Which I don't think has happened since. Pretty sure.
Not since then. Not that I know of.
Yeah.
Was Phoenix after us? I think Phoenix was after us when they had Shinichi, Brandon Poppin, Andy Cohn,
Shinichi, Mark.
Yeah,
Shinichi, Mark, Scott, and Norm was right before you guys, maybe? Yeah.
I think it was before. I think that was 05.
I don't know. Gumby, when was that? 08?
Yeah, Gumby would know.
Yeah.
But it's so hard. There's so many memories to be made in this sport. There's so many different things that have been special, hanging with certain guys, certain teams. It's all been a great ride.
Oh wait. So it was that 08, 09 back to back. Yeah. That was when I think it was Donna that helped you guys out, James, right? James Gumbert, Coach Gumby.
The most controversial in USTRA history?
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. It was I think it was my first nationals. I'm like, oh, everyone's like trying to charge the court like it's a baseball brawl, and everyone's fired up. And Coach Gumby's going, well, I thought it was a great call. I don't know. He's going, it was a goal. It was fine. It was a goal. Yeah.
4 seconds before then, but it was still a goal. He crossed over the goal. So.
Yeah. Those are all great memories where it's like, man, those refs, they know how to, they're your best friend on one play and your worst enemy.
Seriously. Yeah. But the memories, Joe, the memories will never go away.
Yeah.
Gosh, so many memories with Gumby, so many memories with you now that you and I have.
Yeah.
I still remember that one time, I think it was back in 2016, you and I were on the court at the same time playing together, maybe the first time ever, and you decided to post up on the other side of half court. I thought you were going to keep going, so I throw a bad pass over, and it was just, that memory, I remember that look on your face that you're giving me, and I'm thinking, and it was because I look back on it now and I laugh. Man, that's just part of it,
Yeah.
I will always love, and it was one of our first bonding moments that you and I have ever had. So
yeah, it's one of those, and I think I have this with a lot of players because my personality can be a little harsh sometimes, but like it's that back and forth of learning each other and learning how we communicate and how and it's been neat, and that's all conversation. It starts with the conversation, and I think it's just it's been pretty awesome. Tips, or let's do tips for athletes, and we're gonna we'll end with a little rapid fire game. But a lot of athletes on here, hopefully watching that want to make it to a high level. And I think the other thing too is and you've done some other stuff off the court that we didn't get to talk about that it's just phenomenal. And so definitely reach out to Adam and talk about that. But like, there's been plenty of people are like, how do I get better? The email Coach Gumber, how do I get better? How do I get on the team? How do I get to, and we were one of those people at one point, like we were like, hey, how do we get on this bad boy? But now like, what's the tip? What's the top couple tips that you would tell someone that wants to make it to that level, that wants to be successful as a person with a disability?
Well, I think the first thing is don't let discouragement allow you to quit. When people get discouraged, sometimes they quit. They come up with excuses. They have cop-outs and everything like that. Let that discouragement from failing drive you to become better. I failed numerous times, Joe. I'm sure you failed numerous times getting on. I know a lot of my teammates, you just don't make it the first time. But it is that going back home, fighting for what you want, learning what you need to learn, putting your body in the right position. You have to take the time. This is not a part-time thing when you get part of USA. This is full-time. Even if you have another job, this is what has to take precedence, second to family. And if you're not willing to make those commitments and sacrifices, you're not going to make it to this level. If you're not willing to get cut, to get knocked down, to fail, and get back up and rise from it, then you're not going to have a chance to get on this team, because that's what this team is made of, is a bunch of players who have been told no, who have been shot down, who have failed numerous times, and who have got back up and overcame it. And that's what makes it so resilient and so great. And that's what we need.
Yeah, absolutely. No, and we'll address this question right here in a second, but I just want to add on to that. I think it's 100% correct. There's winning. A lot of times we let the scoreboard dictate how we should feel. I'm a winner when the scoreboard says I'm a winner. I'm a loser when the scoreboard says I'm a loser. And it's just, we don't learn enough from winning a lot. But when we lose by one, oh man, we're gonna fine tooth comb that. And so a lot of times there's winning and learning. and failure is always a chance to go, what went wrong? Because that's like innately what we do. We go, well, what went wrong? I want to get better. When we win, we're like, well, we won by one, so we're all good to go. Like we're awesome. And I think we do a good job of dissecting that as well from our coaching staff. But I think like failure needs to be looked at like I'm not a failure, but I do fail. And if you disconnect those two to where you're not a failure, you're failing and you're going to learn from it. You're not a failure. So it's just kind of a spin to put on that. But quickly here with Italy, man, like developing country, wheelchair rugby, what should they focus on? What do rookie players need to focus on? Give me your 30-second rundown of that, Adam.
I would say, honestly, this game, for anybody who's watching, who's young and wants to know how to be successful, ball control, ball handling. When you get to the elite levels, we're talking a few turnovers per game. And the people who have the most success are the ones that can control the ball, can control the tempo, can stay cool underneath pressure. I mean, those are good things. If you're new to this sport, grab a rugby ball, put it in your lap. I don't care if you're in your everyday chair. I don't care if you're in a rugby chair. Handle it, feel comfortable with it, make it perfect with what you are and how you want to be, because that is the first step. And the next step is learn. Take the time to watch videos. This is not a sport we grew up with. This is not something that we got to learn at a young age and develop. It's something we have to learn at an older age, and that's just going to take a lot of studying, a lot of time, and picking the veterans' minds. Just keep talking with us. We're all here to make this community better. I don't care if it's somebody from Australia or somebody from Japan. If you want help and you want time, reach out to me. I'm here.
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely something that our community needs to be unified and come together, and a driving point that we want to do. Add on quickly to that, if you're a developing program, there's 2 E's that you need. You need equipment. It's important in our sport. It just is. It's a cost, but it's important. Equipment, and then education. So there's a way to play the game the right way, and there's educational tools out there. And I think that's just super, super important. So we're going to end with a little rapid fire action. All right. So let's get to know Adam Scaturro a little bit. And we're going to start out with Adam's favorite beverage.
Water.
Oh, water. Okay. What's your guilty pleasure TV show?
My Curse of Oak Island.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I love it.
Oh, who's your celebrity crush? Celebrity crush.
My celebrity. Jeez, I don't even know any celebrity names. Yes. I love Josh Gates and Expedition Unknown because I'm a nerd and I love traveling. So that's what it is.
It's amazing. Okay. Favorite hobby?
Favorite hobby? Traveling. Training.
Is that your sister calling you out?
Yes.
Who do you admire the most?
Who do I admire the most? I admire, so many different people in the disabled community. It's difficult. I would say I've admired probably Jason Rieger the most.
Yeah, that's a good person to admire.
Career, because
absolutely,
he's been a player I've been with for 20 years, and he's someone who I've looked up to and has accomplished all the same goals that I have. And he's someone I really do look up to.
Yeah. What are you most afraid of?
I'm most afraid of failing as a father.
Yeah. We're getting deep.
As a player, I do have that.
We're getting deep. I agree.
Yeah,
I agree, man. Let's be real talk. I agree. Yeah.
My biggest player in the world, not doing what I need to do to be successful for Sebastian, Sean, and Sophia. That's literally what it comes down to.
Yeah, you've done a pretty awesome job. If you could live anywhere in the world besides Denver, where would it be?
Namibia.
Yeah, man.
Probably would North
Yeah.
My dad lives in Namibia. It's a little country in Africa.
Yeah.
It's off the beaten path. It's great, but Namibia is where I want to end up.
Yeah. Beautiful. If you had a boat, what would you call it?
What would I call my boat? Hell, I don't know, Joe. That's a tough one.
SS.
We're just gonna call it SS Sebastian.
Oh,
Sebastian
good.
player names when I play. Like
For some reason, I thought you were gonna go dirty talk on there, and I'm like, it's a PG show. I know you did. I know you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you from everyone. I know Mandy's lurking. Going, you better not say it. She's texting you right now. I don't think so. Who's a better basketball player? MJ or LeBron?
Well, that's not even a question. MJ is by far the greatest.
Yeah. It's not even a question. I'm gonna take that question out because we all know the answer. Yep. When I dance, I look like a
penguin or an avocado with arms.
Oh my God. That is awesome. That's awesome. That's great. Let's do one more. If you had to eat something for a week, what would you eat for a week?
For a week straight.
Yeah.
I could do well shit, I'm gonna have to steal it from Wheeler. I think pasta. I could eat pasta every dang day. All week. Now I'll blow up.
Yeah.
But
shouldn't even I know, man. I'm sorry. Not gonna ask that one anymore. Bad question. Sorry, newbie. Not sorry. Hey, thanks for being on today. Thanks for speaking so candidly. It was a great conversation. We didn't even get to the other game because I just felt like the conversation was awesome. So appreciate you, man. I know all of us at USAWR, our teammates appreciate you and what you bring. And yeah, if you want to check out more at usawr.org for our schedule and everything like that, and players and staff, do it over at Instagram, USAWR. Adam's at Scaturro Adam, and I'm at JDelagrave14. If you have questions, comments, concerns, reach out to us. Any suggestions for the show, reach out to us. Thank you guys so much for your questions and for your interaction. It was super fun. And as always, we want to be able to just be a light in this community, be able to help out people that maybe were in spots that we had before. So absolutely. Now get that girl her juice box. That's right. We're going to have some lunch. We got dote on my little girl. You guys have a great